So, oh, make sure you let us know that information so that way we can get you into the drawing.
Alright guys, match has started, so let's take a look at the mechs we've got.
King Crab and a Mauler. Wow, that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the two opponents are on opposite sides of HPG, and looking at it from above, it is a spectacular sight to see. It does look a lot like Lego blocks, though, the higher you go up.
Well, I gotta say, this is definitely going to be an interesting match. We've got two very opposite builds going on here, so it's really just a matter of positioning at this point. I think is the only way that anybody's going to get an advantage in this match. So definitely excited to see who's going to do better at positioning themselves.
Well, both right now are doing an excellent job of keeping their distance, using that outside line. I will say that we are going to lose Scout Derek on the aerial, so we're going to swoop down and kind of join him. So Ceylth, looking at the interior of his cockpit, pretty solid build. I was actually speaking with one of our unit members last night, Cynic Frog, about this build. So, you know, this is a very solid build for King Crab. The Mauler, I have to say, that is also a very good brawler build, and I'm really digging the bullet hanging cockpit item.
Looks like we are just moments away from contact. It's about to get very, very interesting and very dicey for one of the two mechs here.
Yes, agreed. I believe that they're both using seismic sensors, which is giving them the ability to tell seismically where each other are. Additionally, I could be wrong. I know that Scout Derek has one inside of there. I could take a look in Ceylth and let you know.
Yes, they both have seismic sensors.
They both have seismic sensors, so they know exactly where they are. They don't need us to give away their positions. They know exactly where they are.
Now,
this is
now
really.
It's simply
who's gonna get that first shot off?
Simply, yes, it's really simply a matter of time. Whoever can be the bravest, I guess, is gonna start this fight.
This is one of those moments where you wish the
Ceylth
ground would open.
Very safe. Yeah, Ceylth playing it very safe. At this point, he's probably aware that he's fighting a fairly heavy mech here. Well, one of the heaviest. And
we gotta move. Move's being made.
We might get contact.
There it is, and a great first opening salvo.
Huge alpha there to the Mauler's chest there. That was just those Gauss rifles just tearing him apart.
And you're seeing Scout Derek retreating right back under that right back over that underpass walkway to avoid those Gauss rifles.
Now that he knows the build, though, I think that he's got to at some point be aware that really he's just got to get close, because that's really the build he's got as opposed to that King Crab. King Crab's really much more of a ranged mech, and unfortunately, he's going to have to get close to be able to use those SRMs, so he's really got to try and get in there.
Yeah, this is one of those hug the side, take a little bit of the punishment, but get up there and join Ceylth, either that or retreat back under the Citadel and get another tactical advantage. So it just walk right under that platform. It really comes down to what move is Scout Derek going to make. Ceylth has no reason to give up the high ground.
Yeah, and this is just another instance of Ceylth showing that he's very good at positioning himself into the high ground and staying there. So, because this is exactly how the match went in the
Highlander,
the canyons with his Highlander, yep. And Ooh, he's going risky.
He did it. He made the move.
Scout Derek went real risky, hit that alpha right into the crab center torso. Really starting to punish him. Lost his right arm though in that bout there.
True, but the
King
brawling
Crab
power of
really
that
starting
Mauler.
to take some punishment. That Mauler is really giving it to that crab. It's not good. I realize how that sounded. Unfortunately, he fell, and that's really, really going to bring him down. If he had stayed on that crab, I think he really could have pulled out victorious there.
True. I will say, though, that the crab... I will say, though, that the Mauler does have a slight advantage here. The Mauler may have a torso torn off, but the center torso is not cored yet, unlike the King Crab, where we are sitting on a back torso that has been completely opened. So it really will depend on who can get around the back and who can't.
I agree.
Now Ceylth,
And unfortunately, Scout Derek unfortunately doesn't have much of a choice but to play the waiting game with the amount of health he has.
yes, and unfortunately with that side torso taken off, the long range is really not going to be able to combat the long range. This could just be a waiting game and see who has the most damage at the end. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to have to say maybe, just maybe, Scout Derek has slightly more damage on Ceylth in hit points. Oh, he dropped.
I think there it is. He drops
Ceylth
down.
made the move.
Really using that torso twist. Unfortunately, this game is over for Scout Derek as he has no weapons.
That one hit.
And Ceylth just really milking that damage. Gotta give it to Ceylth. I mean, he did not have a damage build, but he did have that crit build that really just peeled those body parts right off.
He did. That was a very well fought match. Great job, Scout Derek. Great job, Ceylth. Very, very impressive. Wonderful.